gumaya lang ako. Bakit ko kawawa naman. 11.
Ay, nakatanghod.
Kumain na yun eh.
Di ba sabi mo nga ang dami na kinain na ano? Pinapaan.
Tingnan mo na siya muna.
Binigyan ko kasi siya. Wala, binigyan ko siya. Hindi, binigyan ko siya.
2, 4, 6, 7.
The hospital done a legal check. They said they didn't want to get radiation, being a young age, they didn't need to.
They listened home in Panadol and went to see their local GP if Luke's discomfort continued.
So they straight away took him to the GP. He had a look, he said, after x-ray.
It was discovered little Luke had what's known as a green stick fracture to the top of his femur. The young family was on the way back to Wollongong Hospital when Rosie called the daycare centre with a simple question.
Can you please go back to the staff, look at the cameras, please? Can you let me know if you find anything? The director said straight away she'd have a look and that she would also speak to staff again and she would get back in contact.
How did she do that?
Yes, she did.
What did she say when she got back in contact?
She said there was no video available that she could see and the staff had advised her that there had been no incident.
So she basically told nothing of that with the daycare.
As far as she was aware, that nothing had happened.
Okay. But Gary and Rosie weren't convinced.
I was pretty content in my own mind that something had happened at the school that day and that whatever it was, unlikely to be.
Kumuwang ka pa.
It was when they arrived back at Wollongong Hospital that their world fell apart. The staff suspected them of abusing Luke. This is what they were told.
Unfortunately, no concerns we got used done, we don't know anything like that. Place him in involved.
Silang dalawa na maglaro.
Committed to taking him home.
Broken.
Hindi ako nakatira na ah.
Ayan o, tatlo-tatlo.
Nahitan pa ako sa isa, hindi ko pa nahisira.
Kapag sa pesa. Kailangan ko 7 pa. Mabubuo. Yung dalawa lang eh.
Ay, hindi nakarating sa'yo.
Kailangan ko yung 7. Kailangan ko 7.
Hindi na nadagdagan.
Check. Ayun din.
Nadagdagan yung flower ko.
Isa pa. Ano ka pa?
They examined the daycare centre's CCTV and discovered the director had not seen. It clearly shows little Luke colliding with a piece of causing the leg fracture. The worker, though,
Nagagalit siya sa Mandarin. Nagagalit siya doon. Ang Mandarin.
Nagdi-deserve din siya. Nagdi-deserve din.
She does that face, she gets to squeeze them.
This is blatant offending, he said, founded on selfish preservation.
Kala ko natatakot. Ano yung tawag niya doon?
Iwan na siya Manila.
Ay,
Iwan na siya Manila.
Ay, nagagalit pala pagka gano'n. Ano?
Honesty.
The daycare centre and its director have been cleared of any wrongdoing. James' employment terminated. I think we all agree with that. This is good enough for the development of the money.
He had a broken femur for a week before anyone knew anything. Within hours, we could have had
Femur, that's arm, right?
care, no pain.
Wow.
He's a baby, no pain, that sort of thing.
Daycare centres and carers have a duty of trust, don't they? They've got a duty of trust they've got to maintain.
Of course.
I actually both of them.
Skeptical about taking them there in the first place. Like, it seemed like a very good targets, and don't get me wrong, but still, why backing?
How do you feel towards it, Kira?
Ano ibig sabihin ni Kuya?
I understand why
Pag
she
ano,
made
pag kayo
the choices that
pinagbabawala sa
she made,
pagkain.
but it's not good enough. It's not good enough, and she had a duty of care towards our son, and that was breached in the biggest of ways possible.
That should never happen in the first place.
But she has to.
Yeah, but
Nakatulog niya.
wala pa ako.
Wala pa rin ako. At least hindi ako natin. Ganda ng barahan ko. Ano ang phone sa akin? O sa next. Tapos ang natubog, hindi ba ito? Kailangan naman kung yung 6 balls para mabuo. Hindi rin naman lumabas. Hindi rin naman lumabas yung 4-5 guys. Kaya kasi na yun. Tapos,
But if it wasn't for the police investigation, they could have lost custody of their son.
no more.
They were so good to us. They treated us with respect from the get-go. They were very supportive. They did everything in their power. I think it's important to highlight that other parents do need to remain vigilant. You know, don't be afraid to, you know, reach out to your childcare provider. No one needs to be in the situation we have been in.
Yeah, it is not the accident, we all know they happened, but the cover-up that's so big ripped apart this family. And it's scary how this may have played out had the camera not been there. Well, the deal was so clear. Look after the place and Jason could stay rent-free. But according to Don and Gladys, he broke that promise. When they tried to get him to leave, all that goodwill was thrown back in their face.
I mean, they're an older couple in their mid-80s, and this is the last thing they need to be dealing with.
Losing a daughter's not enough. Now she's got to one of the white
Jason Davis doesn't think he's a bad person. What he's putting Gladys and Don through is unacceptable. And how much stress is all of this causing for them?
Sa'yo yun? Bakit ate mo? Hindi, hindi sa atin yun. Ano ito ba?
Hindi, alam naman niya.
Nag-usap na kayo?
Di ba kami?
Oo nga. Kasi
86-year-old
baka
Don
niya.
and
Magpapa-
85-year-old Gladys have been married for 64 years. Back in March, their lives took a tragic turn. Kim was found dead at her golf course.
Pinas eh.
Wala ba wala sa akin?
His granny flat with Jason
Kahit
Davis
la-
is their
lagi.
girlfriend. After the sudden death,
Kahit
Gladys and
lagi ba?
Don told
Oo.
him to stay on rent-free while they worked out what to do with the place.
Lagi lang high tide.
I said if he looked after the property, he could stay rent-free as long as he kept it in condition. But no,
But the elderly couple say that didn't happen. They were also concerned about cherished items that they expected to
Lagi ako
find
nabubugbog
inside
sa
the
lahat.
house.
Ala, huwag lang kami ambagan.
Ay, tama yun.
Di ba?
Ikaw mag-ambag.
Huwag lang ako
so
ambagan.
he
Di ba?
Nakikitaan mo ba?
Kaya nga.
that was the only thing I wanted.
Jason Davis denies taking anything. The couple decided in June his free ride was over, advising him in writing it was time to leave. In early July, he sent a text message that he was aiming to be out in about 2 weeks.
Huwag ka na lang.
When their request for Jason Davis to leave the property wasn't met, the elderly couple had to engage a lawyer who delivered a letter directly to the property last month.
Malayo.
It said he had 7 days to depart, which again hasn't been met. Getting old from a current affair. Current affair? Yeah, that's mad.
We accompanied Gladys and Don to the 2-acre property which lies alongside the Nerang River.
Punta kami Canberra ng 26,
What's their
27.
daughter? And now they're stuck with a squatter. They're stuck with a squatter. Well, you won't get out.
Darating bisita ni Ate Chat.
He claims he
Monterey.
can't find another rental property, and it's true the market is
Ito
tough.
kami nasa
The
Barrio
couple
ng
have
Bering.
been concerned with the threatening behaviour from him.
But that, but you told them a couple of weeks back in July, you said it'll be gone in a couple of weeks. It's hard to find. Well, we've got that, but appreciate that, but haven't headed back out, mate. So, conversation's over. But when are you leaving the property? When are you going to stay? just said. I'm not going to repeat myself, mate. Can't you give them a date? You've already had a pretty good run.
Dami naman noon.
Buti pa kung
Ano ba?
Stating he'd leave the property as long as he gets no more threats and no more bull directed my way. Otherwise, it's going to be an eye for an eye.
Well, what do you mean? I saw your text saying an eye for an eye. What's that meant to mean? Is that an appropriate thing to send to a couple in their 80s? What's been happening to me? It's not appropriate either. Thank you. I just texted you.
Umutot si Olive ba? Ay,
Jason
Olive,
Davis
go there.
he was the one
Olive, come.
who
Alam ko na mga panasan mo.
Olive!
Olive, go tate, go tate, go tate. Parang tao. Go tate, go tate. Go tate, go tate.
Hindi pa tumahin eh. Hindi pa tumahin.
Siya ba yung mutot?
Inilakad ko, hindi tumahin.
5 balls daw. Wala.
We hoped that
Go there,
might be the
Olive,
end of
please.
it. Gladys hadn't even emerged from her car as yet, but has seen
Olive, ang
outbursts
pupulit.
like this before.
He yells and screams at Don.
Siya yung mutot.
Don even came out to the car one day and he came out to the house and started yelling.
You just want to be over, don't you?
Naglalaro ako eh.
But Jason Davis isn't
Naglalaro ako, apo.
this fragile 85-year-old of wine.
Here we go. We like it.
Dalawang eh. Ikaw ba natapong ito?
Alin po?
You don't need to speak to her like that. Hasn't she been through enough?
Yung bag mong damda. Kasi sa 21 pa yun. Lalaro Magi.
Well, you're not paying rent.
Lalaro Magi.
Courtney Brown is a real estate agent and family friend who's been
Mama
helping
Jong po.
with the complicated process of filing paperwork with the Administrative Tribunal to have Jason Davis formally evicted.
Oh, bye. I love you. Love you. Wala nga nasagot love you. Oh, bye-bye. Pinatay na ako.
Apo mo yun? Sa pamangkin? Sa apo mo sa tunay?
Hindi ko pa yung nakikita.
We had all cleaned out, dust and clean.
Hindi ko pa yung nakikita pero...
Don hasn't been in good health, and this situation certainly isn't helping.
Ay, ano ba yan, no? Dapat doon kong dinala.
They're also concerned by this possibility, Granny Flat, stating you have entered my private space, which means from this point your life will take a different path.
Inatong ko
It
rin.
really upset me. We worried then that he might do something.
One stick pa rin.
Anong lalaro mo?
What do you want him to do?
Sabi mo sa akin, lalaro
So
mo.
I want for him to go so we can get the place tidied up.
She's asked you to leave in writing, a solicitor's letter, and you still won't go.
I just don't know that yet that has to go through what we've been through. I think we've been on that.
Bilasak na pala eh.
Yeah, they
Kaya
should
na pa ako
have. They should have been
Ay!
trying to get a freeloader out of
Sagasan.
Gaganon ka pa din.
Still have a so they can move on from this sad chapter and help their granddaughter find a home. Well, up next,
Puro bilasana yan.
explored with superhero abilities because
Bilas-bilasana yung 8. Anong ginagawa ng 8 sa'yo?
There's a reason for things. I always believe that, give before you take.
Wala. Ayan ang puro ko. 4-7. Nagtatlo-tatlo oh.
Anong puro mo?
Hindi ko rin.
Ay,
Nakita ko rin.
ayun oh. Ayun na makasunod pa. 4-7. Trial ko 7 goals. At saka hindi, meron pa doon. Dalawa pa.
Try ako 7 balls.
At saka dalawa pa na makalakas doon.
Hindi ko pala ibigay yung 7 ka, kaya 9 balls ang binigay.
Hindi ko kailangan.
Hindi. Tsaka puro may 7 ka rin.
Ang dami pang, ay, dalawa makasin 4-7.
Kung alam mo darating yung 8 ka,
Just when you thought you'd seen it all.
pupuro ka ano.
Dalawa pa ulit.
Casual speeding is the biggest cause of deaths and serious injuries on New South Wales roads. Let's all stop.
Hindi na puro niya, harang na harang ka.
Ano tawag dito? Kasi nagdating-dating yung baraha ko na kuwan. Yung back to back. Abay, dapat pala.
Ito no, paminsan.
The base sauce creates layers in the curry. And the main sauce completes the dish.
Before the 6 na lang.
Marami pa ako, apat na pala itong patuloy.
Following that, in minutes.
At IGA, great values these days.
6 cars.
Hundreds of everyday items to the team. How the specials are actually special to you. IGA, we can't really much.
Did you really say $262?
Eh, parang isang matandang magsalita. Bata na.
Just give them a call.
Asan na may magandang bag? May uwi kasi sa amin yung hanapan ako kung padadala ko ng bag. Nasaan na yun? Nasaan na yung kailangan ko kung bag?
Mornings at Hungry Jack's just got bacon, but better. The new Baconator Brekkie Wrap and Barista Cap. Sizzling bacon, on even more bacon, and smoky barbecue sauce. The new Baconator Wrap and Cap, only at Hungry Jack's.
Upgrade to a Windows 11 laptop at Officeworks. Our range of next generation devices goes on and on and on. Plus, we won't be beaten on price. Get it fast with 2-hour privilege and same-day delivery.
We put in swing with 23 years of engineering. They got us from Australia's first hybrid to our latest technology. But all that matters is how it drives. It's not a hybrid, it's a horrible hybrid.
Here's one. Me too.
A wheat biscuit. On you.
Try Wheat Bix Bites. Bite-sized goodness.
Wala talagang 8 na rin.
Nakaroon ka ng 5 balls.
5 balls din oh. Pwede mo tapon. Ano, only lang?
Fresh lang, wala.
The secret is rolling through his veins.
Oh! Pinatay din. Sa ilis. Ako din ako muna. Akala ko permis na permis yung ito ka. Sinisira ako yun dahil kailangan ko 7 ko. Apat.
White lip gloss.
Parehas tayo.
Igual flower. 1 for you.
Meron ka na ka.
1 for you. 1 for you.
Starting to learn to stabilise, and we humans can do it by rolling up our sleeve.
Oh, that's the kind of altruism amongst people. It's just
Dr. Daniel Chalice is a maternal fetal medicine expert at
Ano git lang git.
Tragic. He says Lee's blood is used to treat a condition called NATE. It's rare and it's fatal for newborns.
But a NATE is a condition where a mother develops antibodies to a baby's platelets. And those antibodies cross the placenta into the baby's bloodstream, and the damage will destroy the baby's platelets.
Those platelets are what causes our blood to clot. Without them, it can lead to internal bleeding.
It can be really dangerous. In really severe cases, it can cause bleeding to the brain.
Quite rude, which being born by C-section is quite uncommon.
That was the first sign something was wrong with Karina's son Max.
It was very scary to just the unknown, not know what it was, and like I said, some really scary words like leukemia thrown around. So.
Doctors in the intensive care unit quickly realised Max had NATE, and thankfully they had a bag of precious platelets that had been donated just days prior ready. Those platelets were actually donated by Lee.
It took me probably a good 12 to 18 months where I connected with a
pang-anim na yung tinapon mo. Pang-anim na yan eh.
Now 11 Max is healthy.
Oy, naku, kailangan pala doon.
Karina and Lee connected on Facebook in a support group and pieced together it was likely his donation that saved Max's life. And today on Lee's 100 donation is finally meeting max for the first time.
Di ba? Secret na nga.
Tapi sulibat. Sa akin kasi ano yun eh. Ano yung secret niya? 2 balls? Ay,
Hindi nila makita yung secret ko. Hindi nila mahulaan.
Talaga.
Parihin dito, parihin.
How can his land? Always better to give before you take, is what he said. Such a good man. And Red Cross Lifeblood needs urgent donations of blood, so if you can, please roll it. Coming up, the evacuates from their homes, no time to grab blood. Now these families have been left in limbo.
We're exhausted and we're getting the feeling that it's only just begun.
What is your secret?
Humble muna.
Alam ko mo?
Ito.
Isn't she amazing?
Fine.
Yeah. But she's nothing like the others off the tournament. We picked up the coupon yesterday on 39.90 drop away.
Sinuka.
Hindi, no?
Teka muna. Ay, hindi.
Alam ko na yung secret mo. Kailangan ko yung secret mo. Kailangan ko yung secret niya. Kailangan ko secret niya. Kailangan ko secret niya. Sa kabila.
Subos, kinala ko sa paningin ko.
Alam ko na secret niya. Hindi na yung secret niya. Meron ako pang secret din dito. Alam ko na yung secret niya. I need it. I need it very badly. Palagay ko. Todas na dyan.
Harap kita.
Ay, back to back ka?
1-4 din ako, oh.
Kung di mo bing na rin, bunod kayo wash stick eh.
1-4 din ako, oh.
Oo.
Baka.
Upload ko.
Uy, hinarang mo pa ako. Kanina pa. Ano secret?
Stick.
Ako,
1-4 din po ako, oh. Harang ko naman siya sa 1.
Uy, ikaw naman ang lagdating. Ano yung baka-baka? Hinarang mo pa ako. Kanina pa ako, pagsaw ko ng 40.
Ako, 1-4-7. Kung 1 kayo naman, harang ko siya.
Yun ang puro ko eh. Kaya hindi ko na tinur. Alam ko yung natin.
Rayo ko 9 stick naman.
Ako, dyan lang ako.
Kanina pa ako doon. 147.
Nasa Florisan pala yung wash stick nila.
Harangan pala.
Nagpasan sa... Sabi ko nga baka secret ni Luwani stick eh.
Ako naman, kung sasa ko dinalay ko. Una, 5 ka. Tapos, ginawa ko.
Single ka ba?
Back na ako.
Wala na. Hindi maganda pa na kung ko.
Oh. Harang-harangan pala.
This is amazing.
There are all the key ingredients for
Sexy.
successful kitchenware.
That's nice.
Hold on. You just put a tile onto the house and that was This time, I threw a side project into the mix. Look like a dance that haven't had a theatre for years. You're going to be part of bringing Phoenix and the Ritz back to life.
have a winning combination, and then there's the rest of the psychopaths.
That's a piece tape. That's like set up for us to fail and for them to win. So they can put all those money into their steps, these young students. You know, they're really angry. Luckily.
As the saying goes, hey girls,
Think of
can't handle the heat.
Far out, you guys.
Get out of the kitchen.
There's no way of lowering this at all.
Pera na. Hindi pa.
Dito.
Pampura ko eh. Hindi na.
Pampura na.
Pampura na. Wala sa akin. Para binigyan mo lang sila ko. Pagpagras yung pampura pa na ko. Eh, pag ako makakuha na ako.
Kevin.
Anak ka ba? Hindi. Wala ang kaliwan ko. Kaya pinapin ko lang ito. Wala ang kaliwan ko. Ba? Isa pa. Dali. Ano ka dyan?
Am I allowed to choose or press my iPad?
Well, we are expecting grand weather. So, all the way to the kitchen, the original layout goes straight from the main bedroom into behind the island bed, which we do not want that.
Matt Roy has split the position of the island bench so it runs parallel to the dining table. Throw in lights in the cabinets and a farmhouse in, and it's staying true to their contemporary country style.
This huge kitchen is going to be beautiful.
This week, it's not really an even playing field, because one house has $175,000 worth of ENS appliances, going back in week 2, going into their kitchen, including a $38,000 fridge.
The top celebrities in the world will go out of their way to get something. Because it's like a Ferrari in the driveway, near me on the game. You walk into Oprah Winfrey's house, you see there's something there. Kitchen Week's house, but no one's going to come close to our blinds, and no one's going to come close to it.
That is if they can get it all installed by Sunday.
Yeah, no one's like that.
Sila isa.
I think so, yeah. Fuck, it's really different. Fine. Yeah, don't know what we're going to do.
Taz's dilemma stemmed from a single decision Pat made 5 weeks ago when she submitted House 3's Freedom Kitchen plans.
So you gave us two options for the kitchen. They said you can either have it all on the back wall, or they said because everything's so big we can do this. Where it's like a full kitchen, so the appliances on the other wall. I said, oh yeah, I thought that was good. So let's do that one.
The problem with selecting that option was the fridge and oven would be side by side.
What's
But
in
no,
here?
as they're from 2 different brands, and the grills look messy because they don't have
Sobra ko lang 7 bucks.
The only way to lose is if you put those two things together and the grills don't line up.
Yeah.
Judges go, that's a mistake.
Freedom came to the rescue and split the double pantry to separate the fridges and ovens. On the right, they have the cooktop and spectacular range hood, all finished in House 3's trademark neutral tones.
Our decisions got made, which is good, but you know, like I said, now, some report happens before you get done. Yeah, not sure. So we've got tile on the ground, we've got the chickens on the ceiling, no, nothing to go wrong for that, fine, on crap.
Ultimately, whatever you guys present, it's still going to be most photogenic kitchen.
Yeah.
Like, all the appliances are still here, we've not lost anything, it's still all here. Next to my girlfriend's hand in care, trying to catch up after they had to have their true skill arch feature.
Ay,
ba?
Paningit lang, paningit.
Ay, hindi sa eskalera.
Paningit, eskalera.
Ah, paningit eskalera.
Wala, oh.
Oo, magkano lang yun.
Paningit, eskalera. 7, 9.
Kumain naman tayo.
Sige. O yan.
Bebe.
Ba?
Talaga lang ko, kaya pinarang practice ko.
Nag-6.
Wala, hindi matikitan yung shaving ko.
Ayun ko naman, ang kailangan ko, Kwan. Ay, ano? 3-6 ang puro ko.
Ako, wala akong punto.
Wala pa rin ako eh.
3-6 ang Kwan. Stick ka.
Dalawa ko 3 sticks. Pero panapon ko yung 6 sticks. Eh, kasi napungan ako eh. 4.
Sino ba mano?
Siya.
With the look, we still have the like that.
Yeah. That's a great idea. Yeah. Prices are bad. It's going to build out a little bit of cabinetry that comes out about that much. And where we have a bit of overhang, we're just going to make sure where you can slip a seat in. There, you can slip just seat in.
8, 10, 12, 13, 16, 17, 5 stick.
Back to the
Walang view.
The Rex Theatre, sun is going down on the final day of the Cinema Restoration Challenge.
Isn't that nice?
9 double.
Oh, hey girl.
Yeah, so I've lost my BFF Brit to Steph while they're here on the block. I noticed they're becoming quite friendly. What do you want to get all out? I learned that Brit had had Steph all to herself all day, which is very dangerous. Not only is she the winner, won a very substantial amount of money, they were very good game players. I just said to Gian, since Brit got a whole day shopping with Steph, that it's only fair that we all get a day shopping with Steph, because, I mean, she's really the lady. We've got how much stuff's in her car. Far out, you guys. Did you buy stuff for us too? I hope you learned a thing or two, because after Steph goes and we've got to go shopping together again, at least we know how to play together. So, yeah, Brit and I are pretty close. I'm pretty sure that whatever she shares with Brit will then pass on to me, I assume.
Never assume anything.
There's nothing. 2 things, 2 items.
No pressure is on.
Tapos, nagtapo ka na? Akala ko nagtapo ka na.
Ambos?
It's good to be home. And we finally have time for the reno we promised Grandpa. He wants to write a book, so let's create the perfect space for it. Find an occasional chair from Freedom with the same mix of wood and leather. Say hi! How do I restore this typewriter?
Sumusunod naman ako sa'yo.
If it matters to them, just
Ay,
ask.
ayaw. Iba pa ako. Tukar naman. May katabi lang.
Try Wheat Bix Bites. Bite-sized goodness.
From the front, a Volkswagen Tyrone may look like any old exceptionally well-designed example of German engineering. But as you come around, notice it's got a bit of stretch. That's to accommodate an extra background. 2 more seats for whenever or whoever. Right side.
Ay, nako.
An eye for good, bird's eye.
Ang lumitaw.
Wouldn't it be nice if things were a little more lucid?
At Origin,
Pwede yung declare ngayon.
Oo, tignan mo na yan.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Customer service.
Oh, 4. Agos lang? Kasi sa ano rin
There's
yun.
millions to be won in the St. John's Christmas Swim
One ball.
Choose from 4 incredible $5 million grand prize packages. Indulge in a luxurious Adelaide beach run home. Embrace Melbourne's big city lifestyle. Wake up to Sydney Harbour or take on the waves in the Gold Coast. Plus, there's over 10,000 other prizes to be won in the $7.5 million prize pool, including this exclusive McLaren GTS Supercar Members Prize. Buy your tickets now and support your St. John Ambos.
I've raised my voice in the girls' face violence.
Their stories can be heard.
My name is Jennifer.
I am in grade 6.
My parents wanted to marry me off.
Number.
Because I wanted to stay.
Ay!
Against the world vision, my marriage is now.
5 sticks ulit.
Continue to host me.
Sayang 5 sticks na.
Timbog na kita. Laki mo ba?
Ano ka mo?
Ha? 4. 7.
Whoa. I bet you're stuck in the same old real estate apps. Yeah, try Aussie's new property search. With thousands of listings, even on market.
Correct naman. Yan ang hindi mo ma-work out, ano? Hindi mo
Bakit ka kailangan niya eh? Siguro siya rin ka. Mamaya pag nakita ang sipit ang sipit ang puno ko eh, hindi dumating. Ayaw kumuha na, ganunin ko, lukuhin ko. Padala ya, saya.
So, Wednesday night, we were all working.
Sayang yung baraha ko. Sayang yung baraha ko.
Kasi ayan ang baraha ko.
Dapat hindi ako nag-declare.
Ayan, sabi namin.
Ayan.
Lahat sa mga puro mo.
Ito lang ang puro ko. Ito lang ang puro ko. Ay, may bali na. Nakakuha naman ako.
Wala pala kong puro. Hindi, kasi ayan ang baraha ko. Kaya kan Yoko, ginala ko ng Yoko. Diba? Yan, tinapon ko yan.
So, 258 ka.
Oo. Wala ka na sa ano, back to back.
Kasi kanina,
wala ka na sa
Okay.
puro.
ito lang ang puro ko. Bali.
Kaya yun ang ito hindi sa'yo. Kasi kanina kasi ano,
Dapat express ano?
Ay, hindi naman magpapagano. Hindi naman magpapagano.
wala akong puro kayo.
Ay, ka na.
Nasa ito lang.
Naninita kong 8 balls kanina.
Ayaw dumating. Kaya din ano, niloko ko eh. Ito po yung puro ko tapos na lang ako.
I think we both down here found respectful girls. They're both always forward thinking.
Their mind's going 100 miles an hour.
Ay, double ka ulit, di ba?
Ako double kaya laki ano. Ako lang din ang pagkakas.
Oh, feeling good. Kitchen cabinetry is in. We're having to rock up today and then hopefully get this big stone in.
Why is that funny?
Do you mean the on bench? Yeah. The big stone. Yeah. There's a bit to do more than that to get the big stone in. Whack it up.
Remember you said, like, oh, it's kitchen week?
Huh?
Remember
No.
it's kitchen week? Yeah,
How could they?
Are you aware that your island bench is different heights of that? Different height.
Dan said your island bench is 30 mil higher than what your stove top bench is.
No? Oh, wait, I'm not. Dan says, hey, because of the substrate that we're going to have with our big stone island bench, it's actually going to be higher than other bench.
So, cabinetry is really good. Substrate's just about substrate on top of it. The main issue is like you're in your stove top and you've got your pot full of water and you go into the next stove and it's a bit higher. It becomes an issue like I'm going from here to here.
Dan says if you want them to be the same height,
Freedom. Simple change.
no.
There's no way of lowering this at all.
Not happening.
Not happening, man. Not happening? Not happening. Not happening. Why do we want to reduce it now? Because then we get easier. That's the detail. That's the detail on the plan.
We're on site now. It's always subject on site, right?
Maybe
We can't just jump it.
This has been in planning for 6 weeks.
Yeah, I'm aware, but anytime you've got building plans, right, it says, like, finalized on site.
Island bench is not going down.
Feels wrong and looks wrong, like from where you're standing. So what did you do?
How would it be to develop those heights on those things?
Naubos na.
Take everything. Literally, you go to like.
Wala naman na ako kasi ako
One
makakatrabaho.
so basically, you have to unsolid, take everything apart, drop it on the ice and do it first.
Kung namuro ko, kuwang ko siya.
Yes, you did. How'd you go, Taz? How'd you go, the boys? They can do it. Yeah, I know they can do it, but it's like, it's like 3 or 4 hours. I think reach Taz first, you want to go to rock and freedom, and beg. And beg as hard as you can to fix this problem. Now,
Oh.
So, just so you're aware,
Hindi mo ba clear yun? Ay, ba't binaba mo yun?
we'll have one kicker on one side and 130 kicker on the other. So that's going to hold.
Lowering the island bench to the same height as the other side will mean that the kickers of the island are noticeably shorter than those on the opposite bench.
We've got no choice.
Kinukuhan mo pa. Ano papakita mo? Ba't kinukuhan mo pa? Ka? Tumadas ka na. Hindi, meron siyang...
Everyone all has a bit of a meeting. Freedom, Rob, all
Tumadas ka na. Ito ba ito? Meron siyang natin.
Ito bayad ko. Ito bayad ko.
Ito, kasi ano doon.